So before I begin, just sincerely want to thank all of you for being here. The way I look at a program like this is it needs three things. It needs a platform in which it can be built. Raul and WYSC is giving us that platform to do this. Secondly, you need the coaches, like Raul was talking about, so pressure's on Yuri and I, but you got the coaches. And the third, you guys, parents and players. That's the support from you guys. So the fact that you're here, interested about the program, this is just the beginning. I just moved to Warrenton. I'm going to not going anywhere anytime soon, and very excited to actually make this Warrenton Mustang competition volleyball a legitimate program. That's going to be the program that people are going to want to play with over the next couple years. So that being said, my background, sports. What kind of sports did I play? Big baseball. I played baseball pretty much the whole time growing up. A little bit of hockey, a little bit of football, but baseball was my primary sport. You notice I didn't say volleyball. I'll circle back around to that in a little bit. Interesting tidbit though about my sports background is I grew up with three brothers. So two older brothers, one younger brother. We're all about 2 or 3 years apart, so that means constant competition. We all played sports. My dad was a professional hockey player, played in the NHL, so he was drafted in 1970, he played 8 years in the AHL. So highly competitive sports, it's in our blood, it's what we do. Training background, why did I put that there? The company I work for, Mosaic Home Interiors, I've been with for about 18 years, and I do all the training and recruiting for them. So for the past 10 to 15 years, what I do is train all the new employees, all the existing employees on how to use our system, how to use sales techniques, product knowledge, and all the different products that we sell. And over the last 10 or 15 years, my ability to take information in, break it down, and regurgitate it in a way that people can use it is something that I've gotten pretty good with over the last couple of years. And how that ties into the coaching, I'll circle back around to as well. And then volleyball background, I'm a lot upset with my parents because I never played growing up. Played a little bit in gym class, but I was never really pushed. That I blame on my dad because I had the 2 older brothers. He over-pushed them, very competitive. You had to play all these sports, and he learned, okay, maybe he took it a little bit easy on me. So he didn't actually drive, so I had more choices, be that as it may. But I don't have a ton of playing volleyball background, but it is by far, next to hockey, my favorite sport. The combination of speed, teamwork, the constant transition from offense to defense is it's awesome. And that's why I really wish I would have played it growing up. I love being a part of it now. And when we just moved to Warrenton, I was about, I think, 2 weeks late signing up for the adult league, the adult rec league, so I'll be playing next season. So, moving on, my coaching experience. I've got 7 years coaching experience, specifically 13 seasons of rec volleyball. I've hosted a variety of different clinics focusing on serving, passing, hitting, some group clinics, some individual sessions that I've done over the years. The majority of my experience comes from CYA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that league in the Chantilly Centerville area. That's where a lot of my coaching came about. And when I did the math, I think I've coached a lot of players. Once I put 150 down, it seemed like that big a number. I don't know if it is to you. But what I will say is interacting and coaching and developing relationships and observing over 150 players at varying age from 10 to 16, you tend to notice some similarities between learning styles. There's not that much variety when it comes to how to communicate to kids to get them to perform the way that you want. So after doing this for 7 years and being exposed to 150 players and with my background in training and developing people, I think I was worried about this part of the presentation because I don't want it to sound like I'm bragging, but I think it's given me a unique combination, a unique skill set to be able to be really effective at what I'm doing. So, that being the case, when it comes to my coaching philosophy, just a little bit of insight when it comes to the teams that I've coached. This is kind of the 5 pillars, if you will, that I like to embrace. This is kind of an internal thing. I'm not necessarily transparent with my team with this. Now, those of you that are going to be on my team, yeah, you get to see some of it. But when it comes to structure, especially at this age, if you don't have structure, you're done. So when it comes to structures and practices and games, preparations before and after, outside of the court, structure is huge. So I really drive my teams and try to create an atmosphere that has structure. And I find that the kids love it. It may take a little bit of time for them to get used to that, but they typically embrace it. Discipline, and I don't mean punishing. I'm talking about the discipline of understanding you have a responsibility and being disciplined about executing. So I try to be very crystal clear with my players when it comes to what their roles are, what their expectations are, or their responsibilities of being there to support their teammates, and really emphasizing the need for them to be disciplined with their focus, to put forth that effort. Because I think all of you are going to understand that kids at this age sometimes struggle with the focus, struggle with the discipline. They see a butterfly, a squirrel, no offense kids, but yeah, that's what it is. So discipline's a big thing that I focus on. Respect. Something that is very near and dear to me, and sorry I'm going to get a little preachy, I think is lacking in our world today, is a little bit more respect and tolerance for other people. but especially within the sport. So when I'm talking about respect, obviously your other teammates, obviously within your organization, but respect for the game, how you treat the game, how you behave on the court, winning with class, losing with class, how you respect and interact with the other teams. We're going to be going to a lot of tournaments and trying to teach the kids how you're supposed to behave in these types of environments and how you're supposed to conduct yourself, I think is one of the favorite things that I like doing about this, and instilling that in them, because how that correlates over to the real life is obviously pretty clear. Patience. That's my weakness. I struggle with patience. But no, patience is a big thing, and really that's why I can empathize with the players. The patience, I've got one girl on my team right now. She thinks she should be good at everything every single time she does it. And to be able to accept the fact that it's a process. Okay? Unfortunately, in this day and age with technology and everything is instantaneous, no one wants to wait, put forth the effort. But when you're patient, when you accept the fact that, okay, I believe in the process, I trust my coach, and I'm going to do, and at the end I'm going to get the desired result, that's a big thing that I try to instill in the kids throughout the season. And then that becomes a lot easier once they start to see the effects. Once they start to serve better, once they start to pass better, once the team starts to come together, then my job becomes a lot easier in that standpoint, which is part of the reason I love coaching. And then team first mindset. You can ask my daughter Kai, I've been coaching her for years. Back with CYA, when we get our jerseys, the kids have the options of putting their last names on the jerseys, nicknames on the jerseys, or team names on the jerseys. Always team names. I don't give them an option. Okay, because that mentality of team first. You are a member of a team, you have a responsibility to the other ones that are on there, and I feel that no matter how much fun you have, when 2 or 3 years go by and they're cleaning out the closet and they find the jersey that says potato or whatever some of the nicknames that other teams have had in the past, they're not going to think of the team that they were on. But when they see the team name and the memories that go along with that, that's the stuff that I think sticks with them, and just kind of instilling that mentality into their mindset, and again, how that correlates in real life, being a part of a team, understanding that when you work together, that's how you accomplish things, is something I'm very, very passionate about, and I try to give my kids. Next up, team rules. These are the 3 team rules. First is attitude. So this tattoo I got a while ago means attitude. That's how important, how strongly I feel about having a positive attitude is to everything in life, but especially with sports, especially with team volleyball, because it's quick, fast-paced. If you don't have a good attitude, if you're not supporting your other players when they're down, you're not going to be able to compete. So having to have that good attitude at all times is something that I enforce. Effort, 100% effort, maximum effort. Any Deadpool fans? No? Oh, that didn't land. That was some Deadpool fans there. My wife's idea. So yeah, 100% effort, not an option. So especially now that this is a competitive program where you're actually going to be spending legitimate money on it, yeah, you have to give me effort. It's not an option. With some of the rec leagues, okay, they're trying out for the first time. I can't really force them to it. Anybody who's going to be playing on my team, they're going to be working, they're going to be sweating, and they're going to be having fun while they're doing it. And that brings me to my third one. This is a sport. Sports are games. Games got to be fun. And from the very outset, when I first started coaching, my passion or what my philosophy was, 2 things. I wanted kids to want to come back and play the sport again next year, and I wanted them to be better at the end than they were at the beginning. That's it. If I've done that as a coach, I think I've done my job. So these are kind of the 3 philosophies, or the coaching philosophy and the team rules that I embrace. So, questions for me personally before I turn it over to you?